We are live in Springfield, Missouri as we bring you Texas League Baseball. And now here is the star of the show, the one, the only, Johnny Baker. Well, thank you there, Bobby. I'd like to welcome you to tonight's live broadcast here in Springfield, Missouri. It is the first game of our six-game set between the visiting San Antonio Missions and your Springfield Cardinals. Well, tonight, before we get into this new week of baseball, we do have some sad news, and probably y'all have seen what has happened. But anyway, if y'all know who Dolly Parton is, she was an American musician and actress. She has passed away today at the age of 80. She was born on January 19th, 1946, and died today, August 25th, 2026. As we do this pregame show, we commemorate her life, her legacy, and the song that I heard when I was a kid was "The Day I Fall in Love," sang by James Ingram and Dolly Parton, which that was a pretty good song. Came from Beethoven's Second. If y'all remember that good old childhood classic movie, it was a dog movie. It wasn't just a abnormal movie. It was a dog movie, and it tells us how much we should love one another and to care for one another. And she showed that throughout her whole career as a musician. This pregame show, we honor the legacy that she had, and we will greatly miss Dolly very much. But knowing she completed the race, she gained her wings today at the age of 80 years old. And so far, we ask a special prayer upon the Parton family. Through this difficult loss, we just ask that God will be with the Parton family during this difficult loss. But anyway, for her family, today be a remembrance day of Dolly Parton. And so far, we commemorate her life, and we say final farewells until we meet again in the afterlife. But anyway, we commemorate her in this live stream. And so far, January 19th, 1946, and today, August 25th, 2026, the day that she had passed away on. So anyway, we just wanted to let y'all know the update and the news of what happened today. But anyway, we do commemorate her here on the pregame show. And so far, she was 80 years old when she passed away. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get into it. I'm joined in the booth by my partner, Bobby. How you doing there, Bobby? Doing good there, Johnny. How are you doing? We are doing good. I know it's a sad day for us all that Dolly Parton has passed away, and so far, I think we all know that she was a gifted person, and so far, she was a very, very gifted person, and so far, a great singer, we would all say. But anyway, it's a sad day for us all as we commemorate the life And, to tell you one thing, I know it could be a sad day, but it is also a day of rejoicing that we celebrate her life as, she lived to be 80 years old, and she completed the race. She got her wings today, and so far it was just an amazing thing, that God says, hey, come on, let's go home. But anyway, it was a pretty good day. I do believe it was a day that, we should rejoice in her life. And so far, to remember her, because, she was, her voice, was really good when I heard that song. Her and James Ingram singing that song. It was a really good song. I hope you hear it tonight there, Bobby. Well, yeah, we will. Well, anyway, I know it's about 2 minutes after first pitch. We just needed to get this out there. But anyway, for the Parton family, we send our blessings, our prayers during this difficult time. Dolly Parton, who passed away today. But anyway, we'll go ahead and take you downstairs as we present you the live stream here in beautiful Blue River Stadium, home of the Springfield Cardinals in Springfield, Missouri. Well, anyway, it'll be the first of the 6-game meetup here in Missouri. And so far, going to be a pretty good one. Well, our starter tonight, Liam Doyle, a left-handed starter. And Bobby, scouting report says a four-seam fastball is 101 mile per hour, a slider, cutter, and splitter. On top of that, but I tell you what, triple-digit mile per hour percentages is really good for this starter. Yeah, I got to say there, Johnny, Springfield's starter going to look pretty sharp tonight as well. But most definitely, got to keep an eye on him as he gets in here tonight for the Springfield Cardinals. Francisco Acuna coming in for San Antonio as we lead off the top half of the first for the visitors. And here's the pitch inside for a cold strike, 0-2. Underway with our temperature at 92 degrees here tonight, partly cloudy as well. And the pitch is right there, ground ball straight away from short to first in time, and that is out number 1. And with that, let's give the visiting San Antonio starting lineups. Acuna, Roberts, Murphy, Sanabria, Carpathios, Dungan, Wills, Linares, and Castañon rounded out for San Antonio. Center fielder Kai Roberts coming in. That one is going to be bashed high in the air deep, and that is gone. And San Antonio strikes first on a home run by Kai Roberts. 373 on a 96.1 exit velocity. And I got to say there, Bobby, he really power hit that one over the wall. And so far, that one well gone for the Missions. Here is left fielder Kai Murphy as he comes in. Will take a side inside strike. And it's 0-1. So far, Tulsa at Midland, Arkansas at Wichita, San Antonio at Springfield, Corpus Christi at Amarillo, Frisco at Northwest Arkansas. Which tell you one thing, these teams looking pretty sharp. This is pretty much first of our last 3 weeks of the regular season here in the Texas League. Two men down. Here is Romeo Sanabria. As he comes in, takes a strike inside. It's 0-1. So far, Frisco and Northwest Arkansas, San Antonio, and Springfield. Boy, doing pretty good for a North Division versus South Division between the two ball clubs, which that's pretty good. That one is high fly in the air, and boy, that's going to be trouble, as that's going to go all the way to the base of the wall, and Sanabria has a 2-out double.
Batting fifth, right fielder,
By golly, that was pretty cool. Just coming into this one. You're not kidding about that one there, Johnny. I know it. Well, here is right fielder Braden Carpathos as he comes in. Takes a strike inside. It's 0-1. Final 6 times these two teams will meet this year. Then it'll be Midland and Amarillo both for the final 2 teams that San Antonio will play. Don't forget our 2026 playoff tickets are now on sale. And make sure you get yours at TexasLeagueBaseball.com. Well, that will pretty much do is that will end the half inning. But a run on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1. Bottom of the first, San Antonio leads it 1-0. We'll be right back as we get set for the bottom of the first coming up for Springfield right after the break. Well, we're just about set to go for the bottom of the first for the Springfield Cardinals. Right now, Cardinals Baseball Network. Left-handed starter is Omar Cruz as he gets on the mound for San Antonio to lead off this bottom half of the first inning. We look at the ERA, 4.91, whip of 1.91, 5 strikeouts, 27.8 percentage in strikeout rates, and a 16.7 percentage in a walk rate, which that is pretty good. Leading things off is Zach Levinson, as he'll lead it off for the Springfield Cardinals. That one is high fly in the air, straightaway center, up to Kai Roberts, making the play for out number 1. With that, let's give the Springfield starting lineups here tonight. Levinson, Bencho, Baez, Page, Ortiz, Petrutz, Ragsdale, Rodriguez, and Richardson III will round it out for the Springfield Cardinals. Juan Bencho, the right fielder, coming in for Springfield. One man down, nobody on for the Springfield lineup. That one is in for a strike, 0-1. 0-1 offering. Right there, hit to Sanabria. Caught for the out, and there is 2 down. Well, we'll go ahead and give you some scores. Midland leads Tulsa 2-1 there at Franco Park in Midland, Texas. Arkansas leading 2-0 against the Wichita Wind Surge. San Antonio leading this game 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. Amarillo leading Corpus Christi 3-0. Northwest Arkansas leading the Frisco Rough Riders 1-0 there at Riverboat Field. No balls, one strike. And the pitch, and that's going to be straight up to center field through for a base hit. Which pretty good right there if we all look at it.
First baseman, number 11.
That'll bring up the first baseman, Trey Page. As he comes in, takes that one in for a strike. It's 0-1. Fans watching from San Antonio. One more homestand for the Missions this next Tuesday, taking on Midland. Rockhounds will have the final six-time meetup between San Antonio, and so far that'd be pretty good. Now in his high fly up to right field as Carpathios grabs it down to end the half inning, and that will do it. No runs, a hit, no errors, one left for the Springfield Cardinals. We go to the second inning. San Antonio leads it by 1-0. We'll be right back as Clay Dungan, the hot corner man for the Missions, get things ready to rock and roll for the second inning. Well, we're about set to go for the top half of the second inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Cardinals Baseball Network. Thank you there, Bobby. Boy, don't you just love evenings like this here at the ballpark? Most certainly do, and so far this last 3 weeks of the regular season, definitely going to miss the atmosphere, the fans, and everything else. That is for sure. Boy, that broken bat goes to Ortiz, the third baseman, caught for the out. And so far, one down here to lead off the second inning for San Antonio. Kason Wells coming in as he'll hit that one foul, 0-1. Boy, the speedometer says 99 mile per hour on that four-seam fastball. To tell you one thing, that is close to a triple-digit mile per hour percentage right there. High pop-up straight away. The third baseman, number 57, takes it himself, and that is out number 2. Boy, tell you one thing, 2 quick pop-ups, and that is not something that a manager would love to see. The manager wants to see if these players could put the ball in play or not. Well, that is for sure there, Bobby. Nope. And now is Oswaldo Linares as he comes in. Here's the pitch to him, and that one ricochet foul, 1-1. Fans watching from San Antonio, and also our proud sponsors watching as well. 1-1 offering, and that one is high fly in the air foul. It's 1-2. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. We go to the bottom of the second, and it's 1-0 Missions. Daniel Ortiz will lead it off. The Springfield Cardinals when we come back. Well, just about set to go for the bottom of the second inning for Springfield. Right now, the Cardinals Baseball Network. The 5-hole batter is third baseman Daniel Ortiz, as he'll lead it off here in the bottom of the second for Springfield. First pitch in, taken for a strike. It's 0-1. See, dads and kids are out here, even though it is a school night, but I guess you treat a kid to a game for good grades. That's also good as well. Yeah, always good to see a kid having good grades, and you say, hey, let's go to the ball game tonight. Yep. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count now to Ortiz. And here's the pitch. That one is right there over the head of Romeo Sanabria, as that will be taken in for a no-out single. And Springfield now getting into the hits. But all the more reason is now time to get something going with the scoreboard and getting in some runs. That is for sure there, Johnny. A lot of it has to do with plate discipline and getting base hits. That's the key component into this one. Here is Ian Petridge now as he comes in. Takes a strike inside. It's 0-1. You know, I tell you one thing. Springfield went to San Antonio during the start of August, the 4th through the 9th. And we had our 6 games in Frisco. Then we came back the 18th through the 23rd, taking on Northwest Arkansas. And then the 25th through the 30th, taking on these last 6 games of the year against Springfield. That one is high right there. Up to right field is Carpathios, and that is out number 1.
Batting 7th, center fielder, number 22.
Well, the center fielder is Josiah Ragsdale. Ragsdale coming in from the windup and the stretch, and that one is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Here is the 0-1 offering, and that one ricochet high in the air, out of play, foul. Boy, look out over there as that baseball goes foul. Here is the 0-2 offering, and that one called strike 3. And that is out number 2. First one for the left-handed start, Omar Cruz, as he gets in. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be right there. Line drive up to left field. That is through for a base hit. To tell you one thing, King of Queens on Atlas Earth has jumped up from 156,000 partials to now a mind-blowing 158,301. Man, just a lot of partials for this guy. He's got a 25% boost rate, which one of these days I sure hope I'm going to have that. That's pretty good. Well, you did say to me that you were working hard with Atlas Earth, for sure. Trey Richardson III coming in. Here's the pitch, and that one fouled off, 0-2. But, you know, got to work the badges, got to do a lot of stuff. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, they got him. That will do for the half inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on for the Springfield Cardinals. And we now head to the top half of the 3rd inning coming up. San Antonio leading it. It's 1-0. So we'll be ready to go as Marcos Castañon will get set to go here in this one. Well, set to go for the third inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Cardinals Baseball Network. Marcos Castañon getting ready to go as he'll lead off the third for San Antonio. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. And the pitch outside is 1-1. Starting to see a nice, beautiful hue of the clouds from the sunset, right, Bobby? Yep. Right there, a swing and a miss, 1-2. Boy, I tell you one thing, our two teams continue the series as Military Appreciation Night here at the ballpark. We salute those that serve in uniform and those protect our communities, like our firefighters and our police officers, those that serve in uniform. Boy, that one nearly got him in the nose. Got to look out for that one. That one ricochet foul, and the count now 3-2. But anyway, I got to say, just a pretty good one, and that is ball 4 as he misses. And that'll bring up the shortstop Francisco Acuna, 0 for 1 ground out for San Antonio. And that one is in for a strike, 0-1. So far, hopefully, one day I will get up to 100-something parcel, well, 158,000 parcels one day. Well, didn't you tell me that if something happened to your uncle, that you were going to sell his property and stuff? Most definitely. That way I could build my land and build on and never again going through debt. Sure. Yep. I know, being in debt is not in fun. I mean, I know you've had to go through it the last couple of times, but most evidently, you're going to pull through at some point and say, hey, I could tackle this day and I can have a pretty good day just saying, hey, every day's a good day. Well, here he is, center fielder Kai Roberts, as he comes in, takes a whiff out of it. And it's the count now at 0-1. Right there in the end for the count now, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that's going to be right there. The second for 1. And not in time as the half inning continues. Trey Page at first base was off the bag. And, yeah, they tried to apply the tag, it looks. But most evidently, he was just a few inches from him. But most evidently, boy, he really missed right there. Left fielder Kai Murphy takes that one outside for ball 1. But, there's a lot of players that play Atlas Earth. Some have about 10,000 parcels, which that is pretty good. Not even close to my first 1,000 just yet. I am pretty much 801. Wow, that's a good number there, Johnny. It is. Well, that will do for the half inning, so no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left for San Antonio. 3.5 missions lead it, 1-0. Zach Levinson, the leadoff batter, will lead things off for Springfield when we come back. Now set to go as we lead off the bottom of the third. Right now, the Springfield Cardinals Baseball Network. Thank you there, Bobby. Leadoff batter is Zach Levinson. As we get set to go for the bottom of the third, that's a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. And we're underway here in the home half of the third inning for Springfield. No balls, one strike. Here's the pitch. That one is high fly in the air and out of play. It's 0-2. Fans probably watching this game, even though it's a beautiful night there in San Antonio. On a big, beautiful scoreboard that we have in the right field area. Well, that will be out number one as that's taken for the first one as Levinson is down. Here's right fielder Juan Ben Cho as he comes in 0 for 1, a line out. Here's the first pitch to him. And that one's going to be up to the left field area, through for a hit. And boy, Springfield trying to make haste here tonight by getting on the bases and getting some runs in. Well, that's the key component of winning a ball game, right, Johnny? Oh, for sure. Here is Jesus Baez, who's 1 for 1. Takes that one in for a strike. It's 0-1. He was 1 for 1 single tonight for the shortstop. That is pretty good for him. Here's the 0-1, and that one is in for a strike 2. Boy, Omar Cruz, third inning of work, comes in with 28 pitches. 50% has been in for strikes, which that's really good. He's really delivering on the promises of the San Antonio bullpen. Really rectifying how much he has made here in San Antonio, which that is pretty good. Here's Trey Page. Here is 0 for 1. That one is high fly in the air, and that's going to get down for a base hit. Runner goes to third, and he's going to hit on home. And now the score is 1-1 as the RBI single comes into the base hit. Runner from first hits home, and so far that will be a tie between San Antonio and Springfield. Here is the hot corner man, Daniel Ortiz, who's 1 for 1 single tonight for Springfield. 2 outs, runner at first. And the pitch right there, ricochet foul. And that's 0-2. We'll go ahead and give you some scores. Midland continue to lead Tulsa 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Arkansas leading 2-1 against Wichita. Tie ball game here in Springfield. 1-1 is the score in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Amarillo leading Corpus Christi 3-1. Northwest Arkansas leading Frisco 2-0. Those are some pretty good scores. Now when ricochet foul, 0-2 the count. Here's pitch. And that's going to get down for a base hit to right field. Now 2 aboard for Springfield as they come in with that RBI and scoring possibility. Well, it's a score in second, which that's pretty good there, Johnny. It sure is. Here is Ian Petrutz as he comes in. Takes a strike. It's 0-1. Boy, so far, I would love to be a big landowner in Atlas Earth one of these days. And, you know, to tell you one thing, that's just a wish I would literally love to keep one of these days. Pretty good right there, huh, Johnny? Yep. Up to left field as Kai Murphy gets shallow center, makes a play, and ends the inning. But Trey Page ties up the ball game. We are 1-1 tie as we go to the fourth on this Tuesday evening. We're back here as Romeo Sanabria will lead it off for San Antonio when we come back. Well, just about set to go for the top half of the fourth inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Cardinals Baseball Network. Thank you there, Bobby. First baseman Romeo Sanabria comes in as he'll take a ball outside. It's 1-0. Just a beautiful evening here in Springfield, Missouri, as first of our last 6-game meetup of the year between these two ball clubs. And gotta say, gonna be sad when we say goodbye to them after Sunday's game. And then Missions will head home to take on one more homestand against the Midland Rockhounds. Then it'd be 6 in Amarillo. Man, tell you one thing, Johnny, this season, it was a great season thus far. I don't lie to you about that. But knowing that there will be
Right fielder, number
a pretty
22.
good one, which always it has been a pretty good one thus far. Yep, and we started 3 games in Tulsa, now 6 in Amarillo to finish off the season. Yep. Here's the 0-1 offering. And that one's going to be a ground ball, and that'll go foul, 0-2. Outside for the ball, 1-2. Here's a 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Got him down looking for the strikeout. And that is the 6-1 for Liam Boyle. Here's the first pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Did you hear that, Jared Johnny? Yep. Some fans are having some fun, ain't they? 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, nobody on for San Antonio. And that one is a swing and a miss. Boy, 1-1 the count. Boy, I tell you, that would be a big success one day, is getting to be a big landowner in Atlas Earth. Yep. And that's your ultimate dream. I mean, you told me to download the app, and so far I did, and so far got my first 5 badges. Yeah, you ought to be getting a whole lot more than that. Yep. High in the air, straight away to right field, and that will be out number 3. Well, no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left aboard for San Antonio. We are 4.5, and we are tied 1-1. So we'll be right back here in this one as we lead it off with Josiah Ragsdale leading it off for the Springfield Cardinals for the bottom of inning number 4. Well, we lead it off here in the bottom of the fourth right now. The Springfield Cardinals Baseball Network. Josiah Ragsdale leads it off for Springfield, 7-8-9, due up against Omar Cruz. That one outside is 1 ball and no strikes. Happy Taco Night Tuesday here at the ballpark. $2 tacos all night long. Also our proud sponsor, Taco Bell. Proud sponsor of the Springfield Cardinals. And also those there in San Antonio. Big shout out to Henry Spuffy Tacos and so far other restaurants across the city that at Taco Night Tuesdays. Now, especially there in Midland, Odessa, where I'm from. Always got Rose's Cafe and Taco Villa. Good restaurants. Right there to Acuna, flips it to Sanabria. Out at first is Ragsdale as he goes down for the first out of the half inning. But you look at Omar Cruz, 71% of his four-seam fastball has been in for strikes. Remarkable as getting the night going for San Antonio, which that is pretty good. It's always a good thing to see some pretty good prospects in the Padres organization continuing to go head in and strong in that one. That one's up to the center fielder, Kai Roberts. He'll make the play. And that is out number 2. Second baseman, Trey Richardson III, comes in. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that one is downstairs. The count now 1-0. And you see that kid right there at the left-hand side of your screen there, Bobby? Mm-hmm. Yeah, wearing a blue shirt and black pants. Yep, I know. He looked like he's ready to go to church or something. Yeah. Boy, always a pretty neat thing when you see something like that. Yeah, that must be his mom right next to him. Yep. Mom always loves baseball and stuff. That one's going to be a line drive straight away up to left field. That is true for a hit. Runner heads to second, and Trey Richardson III has a 2-out double. Pretty good right there for Springfield. Boy, look at that. That is off the third baseman. And in now is Zach Levittson. Here's the pitch, and that one foul, 0-1. Yep, I got to say, Bobby, 0 for 2 fly out and a ground out to Levittson tonight. And the pitch right there, high in the air, and that one will go foul, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Fouls that one off. 0-2.
Inside, ball 1.
And the call stands 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a pitch. That one foul. Still hanging on, 1-2. Boy, Amarillo leading Corpus Christi 6-1 there at Waterridge Field in downtown Amarillo. Boy, and I tell you, Amarillo has been really great this year, along with Frisco, Arkansas, and Tulsa both doing really good. North Division. Well, we go to the 5th inning as still a tight ball game, 1-1. Well, leading things off is the designated hitter, Kason Wells, 0 for 1. As he'll lead it off for the 5th inning for San Antonio. And the pitch is right there in the end for a strike, 0-1. Boy, just a beautiful night here in Springfield, Missouri. That one high fly in the air to the left field areas. The left fielder will make the play. And that is one down.
Catcher, number 4.
Well, the catcher coming in is Oswaldo Linares. Here's a pitch. And that one outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Boy, Amarillo now stretching it to a 6-run lead. It's now 7-1. Sod Poodle's doing good against Corpus Christi. Here's a 1-1 offering. Ricochet foul. 1-2. I bet you Dolly Parton is watching the ball game from heaven. Don't you think there, Bobby? Mm-hmm. Well, you know, she's watching. You know, we just can't see her or anything. But she's there. She's there watching. There she is. Marcos Castañon coming in. And that's a strike inside. It's 0-1. Frisco and Northwest Arkansas tied 2-2 in the top half of the 4th inning there at Riverboat. But so far, I got to say, just a pretty good night for this game. Tulsa and Midland are tied at 2-2. Arkansas 2-1 against Wichita. Well, it's a tied ball game here in Springfield against San Antonio. It's 1-1 in the 5th. And that one is going to be lofted high in the air, straight away, up in foul territory, as that will be out number 3. And the side is retired. Well, no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. And we go now to the bottom of the 5th. We're tied at 1. Well, the right fielder is Juan Bancho, as he'll lead it off for Springfield. And here is the windup and the pitch. That one in for a strike, 0-1. Boy, I tell you one thing, people enjoying them big, huge pretzels we got out there at the concession stands. That's for sure there, Bobby. But, you know, when I go to a ballpark, I enjoy those foot-long corn dogs with mustard. Oh, yeah. That is something you can't ever beat at a ballpark, is a foot-long corn dog. Dr. Pepper. Boy, just make you go crazy just thinking about that. And they're all across the Texas League, all the way from San Antonio and stuff. 1-2. Swing and a miss, got him. They got him down on a strikeout. Juan Bancho is not happy about that. And so far, pretty amazing how Omar Cruz is just continuing to mow him down here in this ball game. Confidence level is high there, Johnny. Yep. Here is Jesus Baez, 1 for 2.
Outside.
That one is outside for the ball, 1-0. 1 for 2 single here for Springfield. So, yes, it is a pretty interesting night for the 2 ball clubs here tonight, but most evidently we are tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Not a lot of scores that came into this ball game, but most evidently throughout everywhere else in the Texas League, there has been pretty good scores thus far. Frisco and Northwest Arkansas tied 2-2. Yep. That's a pretty good ball game there at Riverboat Field. Arkansas and Wichita, 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Tulsa and Midland tied in a ball game there in Midland, Texas, in the top of the 6th. So, yeah, Rockhounds and Tulsa Drillers doing pretty good. Well, next week, San Antonio and Midland will greet each other for the last 6 times. And next week, Tuesday through Sunday, starting September 1st through the 6th. And, yep, that's it. The home games in San Antonio are done. And it'll be the last 6 times in Amarillo. Then after that Sunday game, everybody is done. 6 teams will be eliminated. And the 4 will move forward to the Texas League playoff rounds. Trey Page coming in. Here's the 0-2 for him. And they got him. Look at that double play. Couldn't get back to first. And they will pick him off. And that is the inning. Well, we go now to the 6th inning. And we are 1-1 tie. Well, halfway through the ball game tonight, as both of these teams have scored in a run. Tied at 1-1 as we move on to the 6th inning here in Springfield, Missouri. And gotta say, it's a pretty interesting night for these two teams. One team's going to win it here tonight. And don't know who's going to win, but it is a battle of bullpens tonight as we all look at it. We lead off to the 6th inning. Francisco Acuna to lead it off here in the shortstop position. Lead off the 6th inning for San Antonio. Great home crowd here in Missouri. And that one is outside. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Hales and Burns, 2 right-handed relievers coming in for the Springfield bullpen. 1 ball, no strikes. And that one fouled off. It's 1-1. One and one offering. That one is a high pop-up straight away. Second base gets into center field to make the play. That's out number 1.
Now batting, center fielder, number 24.
Well, the center fielder is Kai Roberts. Roberts coming in, and he'll take that one in for a strike. It's 0-1. 1 for 2, solo shot in the 1st inning. Which that right there, pretty good for San Antonio. And the pitch is right inside for the cold strike, 0-2. Boy, it could be anybody's ball game tonight here in Springfield, and against San Antonio, then there in Northwest Arkansas against the Frisco Rough Riders. Well, time is being called as here comes the skipper as Doyle is out of this ball game after 6 2/3 innings.
Now pitching.
Well, right-hander Austin Love is out on the mound for Springfield. Love now pitching for the Springfield Cardinals. Wow, look at there, and got the name of your former German Shepherd, and that is for sure. Even though Love's new series was canceled during the 2025 year, most evidently the series was never renewed after that. Yeah, I remember you made the video saying you resigned. I sure did. I told people that despite that Love was rehomed and stuff, well, now named Stella, you know, she's pretty much into a new home. But that's right there, through for a base hit to straightaway center. So a 2-out single for Kai Murphy. And here's the first baseman, Romeo Sanabria. But yes, 12 years and 3 movies, which that's not too terrible. A lot of memories going from 2018 to 2025. Here's the 0-1, and that's a swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Don't you miss your doggy? Well, of course I do there, Bobby. We haven't seen each other in over 2 years. But all the more reason is, I know she's old. She's about 10. I wanted to do a lot more in her series, but I just couldn't do it. You know, drive back and forth to Brady. and just going to do it. Well side retired, as that will do. No runs on a hit, no errors, one left as we go now to the Springfield bottom of the sixth, tied at 1-1. So we'll get ready to go as Daniel Ortiz will lead it off. The Springfield Cardinals coming back in just a few moments. Well, we lead it off to the bottom half of the sixth inning for Springfield. Right now, Cardinals Baseball Network. Daniel Ortiz coming in. A tied ball game at 1-1, and that one is foul, 0-1. The 0-1 offering, and that one is outside. The count now 1-1. Still a little ways to go as getting into the second half of this ball game. The pitch ricochets. That one foul, 1-2. Boy, the city just nicely lit up. Here's a 1-2 offering. That's a ground ball straight away. Francisco Acuna gives it to Romeo Sanabria. That's out number one. Wow, pretty good right there, Johnny. The shortstop got it really good. And so far, pretty nice. Designated hitter is Ian Petrut as he comes in. He'll lead it off here. And the pitch right there and in for strike one. It's 0-1. He was 0 for 2, a fly out and a line out. 0-1 offering. Here's the pitch. And that one is in for a cold strike, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. That one is outside for a ball, 1-2. Can't believe it's middle half of the week tomorrow. What do you say about that there, Bobby? Well, I got to say, Johnny, it's going to be the weekend before we all know it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one high fly and foul. And the count now at 1-2. 70 pitches already for the starter, Omar Cruz. And the pitch. Ricochet foul. It's 1-2. Still hanging on is Ian. Amarillo leading 7-3 against Corpus Christi. There in the top half of the 6th inning in Wateridge Field, downtown Amarillo. Just a beautiful ballpark there in Amarillo. And so far, a few weeks from now, San Antonio will be there to compete in the 6-game season finale against the Amarillo Sod Poodles. That one right there, and called strike 3. As that is now 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. No, Amarillo was up in Tulsa last week. A Tuesday through Sunday series between Amarillo and the Drillers. Yeah, and your friend went to the ball game on the 21st. Yes, he did. He was there at DCJ Field. And boy, he was really enjoying himself. He was taken by a few of his work buddies. And boy, I tell you, if I had a job like that, that would be pretty cool. Well, you go out to the ball game, you travel the great state of Oklahoma, which that'd be pretty neat. You're not kidding there, Bobby. I would love to go to Oklahoma.
No, that's low.
Hopefully one day I'll get to travel a whole lot. You know, a lot of changes coming up, by the way, as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And the slider is outside. The count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looks like Omar Cruz can have this last final inning as he does 6 complete, and that's ball 3. So the count now full. 3-2 as Reniel Rodriguez waits on deck. The knockout punch. 3-2. Called strike 3. And that will end the half inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left. 7th inning coming up, tied 1-1. So we'll lead it off with Braden Carpathios for the San Antonio 7th when we come back. Well, as we get ready to go for the seventh inning, and so far we do have some brand new news coming in from Facebook. And so far, this is the next chapter of Springfield Cardinals baseball. And so far, it will be a pretty good thing. Maybe it is, maybe it won't. But most evidently, we'll all know the team as the Springfield Cardinals. But anyway, let's go ahead and read what they had to say. A new chapter of professional baseball in the Queen City of the Ozarks will begin in 2027. The Springfield Cardinals AA affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals announced today that beginning in 2027, the team will no longer be known as the Springfield Cardinals. The franchise is excited to announce that it will undergo a new rebrand following the conclusion of the 2026 minor league baseball season. Beginning in 2027, the team will adopt a new name, logos, and uniforms while continuing to call Route 66, their home ballpark, as a St. Louis AA affiliate. So I will say that this ball club here is getting a rebrand. And so far, this team, this will be the fourth team in the Texas League getting a rebrand. But for the Springfield Cardinals, boy, I tell you, this team name is just legendary, as we all know, but evidently they will not be known as the Springfield Cardinals next year, but under a new name. Wow, and I gotta say, Johnny, I mean, that is something that, they had in the conference meeting. I mean, we had the meeting in around 6 o'clock this evening, and I tell you, it's just really, really something. Yep. And tell you one thing. Oh, yeah, we got more, so yeah, we'll go ahead and read it. Yeah, so it's undergo a rebrand after the conclusion of the 2026 minor league season. Beginning in 2027, the team will adopt a new name, logos, and uniforms while continuing to call Route 66 Stadium their home ballpark as a St. Louis affiliate. Professional baseball has a long history in the Ozarks dating back to 1905. Team general manager Dan Ryder said, "We'll always cherish the Springfield Cardinals era, and we are excited to open up this next chapter next year. We will remain a St. Louis Cardinals affiliate for years to come, and will continue to play right here in Springfield," Ryder continued. This rebrand is about becoming uniquely as representing Southwest Missouri with pride and joy. The team will unveil the new name brand and marks at a free brand launch party on Tuesday, October 6th. Timing and more information will be made public in the coming weeks. Our franchise is committed to providing fun and affordability for everyone. And while the name of the team is changing, the dedication to the fans and community is not, Ryder continued. Excitement in the Cardinals nation continues to rise. We all know Having a new identity for a team will build the new excitement to give us all something to be proud of. So, yes. Those two dudes, how you doing? I bet Springfield could get plenty of hits against Libby. Yeah, they sure could. Over the final two regular season homestands and potentially the Texas League playoffs, the team will continue to play as the Springfield Cardinals for the final 12 regular season home game starting on Tuesday, August 25th against San Antonio. The Cardinals will honor the unforgettable memories of over 7 million fans who have attended games in over the past 22 years through special in-game programming, fan opportunities, and commemorative giveaways. Starting on Tuesday, Red Access members are invited to add their names to a large signing wall that will become a permanent fixture of Route 66 Stadium. All fans are welcome to participate starting on Thursday, August 27th. That's this coming week. Wow, so, boy, we're looking at it. There is also a lot more that we are talking about. And during the final 3 regular season home games, Friday, September 11th through Sunday, September 13th, each game will be played with a special commemorative baseballs stamped with a final homestand logo. With game use and new balls with this logo available for purchase at beautiful, well, I would say Blue River Stadium will be renamed Route 66 Stadium. We want to honor our roots and offer fans an opportunity to celebrate the end of this chapter. And just like the retirement tours of Adam Wainwright and Yadier Molina, we felt it was important to let fans know ahead of time and give them the chance to celebrate a beautiful 22 years with us. At the same time, we're incredibly excited about what's to come in this next chapter with the opportunity to build something that feels distinctively unique to the community. Wow. So the Springfield Cardinals will play their last 6-game series against San Antonio. And then it'll be the Arkansas Travelers Tuesday, September 8th through the 13th. And guys, I will say this, the final 12-game regular season for this team, the Springfield Cardinals. And I got to say, it's going to be pretty good. The team will play its first game under its new moniker on Friday, April 2nd against the Tulsa Drillers. Wow. So, yes, we will most definitely miss this team name. And so far, most definitely it will be a name that will never be forgotten. But anyway, for Springfield, for the Springfield Cardinals, 22 years is a pretty good lifespan for this team. Braden Carpathios coming in as that one is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Even though in this series, last 6 times that we take on the Cardinals, and I got to say, San Antonio took on this team 12 times this year. And so far, next year being a new name, new uniform, and new everything. So the Springfield Cardinals will no longer be named the current team name, but under a new name, uniforms, logos, and everything else. That would be pretty good. Well, right there, that will be out number 1. And boy, starting off a new season next year, that's going to be pretty interesting. 4th in the Texas League will be Springfield after the rebranding.
That's a ball.
And the slider is outside, 1-0 the count. That will be a big, massive update for MLB The Show 27. That one is in for a code strike. It's 1-1. But to tell you one thing, I tell you it's good for this team that, rebranding, we had Corpus Christi, Midland, and Northwest Arkansas that rebranded their teams, and now this will be the 4th team getting a brand new rebrand.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number
But
12.
tell you one thing, just pretty amazing how we see that. It is. But for the Springfield Cardinals, we will definitely miss the name called the Cardinals. That is for sure. That one is high fly up the air, up to left field, and that will be out number 3, and the side is retired. Well, we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. We're still tied at 1-1 here in Springfield, Missouri. Well, we'll get ready to go as Rainiel Rodriguez steps up to the plate. The bottom half of the 7th inning next for the Cardinals Baseball Network. Well, we're about set to go for the bottom of the 7th inning for the Springfield Cardinals. Right now, the Cardinals Baseball Network. Well, gotta say, we are about ready to get started with a brand new relief pitcher coming in. That is right-hander Garrett Hawkins. as he comes in for the San Antonio Missions. We do have a game delayed. It looks like Amarillo is getting some severe weather, it looks. Uh-oh. So they are in a rain delay. We would have to see what that's all about. I think it's thunderstorm activity there at Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo. Well, the first pitch in for Garrett Hawkins is in for a strike. 0-1 as he leads off the bottom of the 7th for the San Antonio Missions. For the Springfield Cardinals and 22 great seasons. Just a team being retired after this season, and gotta say it has been an honor to see these two teams just play like crazy, even though it has been an exciting ride, and now that would be the call now, 1-2. But evidently Springfield will continue to be a good adaptive change. Route 66.
That ball's foul.
That one in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Blue River Stadium will always be a Route 66 ballpark. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one is popped up high in the air and foul. So I would say, yes, they are getting thunderstorms right now. I was right. So Amarillo getting some pretty good thunderstorm activity. Big, massive squall line. Holy mackerel. Never thought Amarillo would get the storm tonight, but evidently I think Amarillo won through 6 innings. Well, Amarillo 7-3 against Corpus Christi. Big, massive thunderstorm complex coming in, and whoa, we got a lot of lightning on that. That one is a high pop-up straightaway up to the left field area. Kai Murphy, as he makes a play for out number 1. And do you think San Antonio will get rain while we're gone? I think so. But anyway, Amarillo 7-3, top of the 6th inning, delayed. Because, hey, you look at those storms coming in Amarillo.
Nope.
Boy, that's just something you don't see every day. Northwest Arkansas 3-2, bottom half of the 5th inning there at Riverboat Field. 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the 7th against these two ball clubs. That's a swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Well, Arkansas leading 4-1 against Wichita. Midland leading Tulsa 5-2 against the Tulsa Drillers. 1-1. Right there and in for a code strike. 1-2. But anyway, 22 great years of Springfield Cardinals baseball. 2027, it will be different as Springfield gets the new name change, logos, uniforms, you name it. They're doing all the above in the rebrand. 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Got him down for strike 3. And there's 2 down.
Left fielder, number 4.
But, you know, I really like the logo, the look of the Springfield Cardinal. You know, the big giant S that we see. Maybe there'll be something that will continue for the years to come as we do the live streams in the future. That one high in the air, as that will go to the first baseman Sanabria, and that ends the inning. All right, 8th inning coming up. We're still tied 1-1. And still, anybody could get this ball game here tonight in Springfield. Right-handed reliever is Skylar Hales as he comes in. 4-seam slider, a changeup. 95 mile per hour on that one slider.
Leading things off.
Boy, getting pretty good on the 85 as well. I bet you there'd be some baseball-sized hail there in Amarillo, and
Ball one.
I know there's a lot of lightning. I mean, cloud-to-ground quantity strikes. Clemente and Burns, two right-handed relievers coming in for Springfield.
That's a
But
ball.
so far, we play 5 more against this existing team, the Springfield Cardinals. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count now. Skylar Hales now pitching for the Springfield Cardinals, the 8th inning. Right there, back to the mound. Boy, good cat reflex right there.
Now batting. Second
And so far, pretty good.
94.
Well, second baseman, Marcos Castañon. 0 for 1, a walk. So far, yes, we will miss this team name, and for the Springfield Cardinals, after 22 years of this team being named the Springfield Cardinals, just sad to say that, this team is changing. Every team in the Texas League could change their rebrand, their logos, everything. And bet you within probably this year or next year or whatever, San Antonio might do the rebrand too. Well, you never know there, Johnny. It could change. It may not change, but we'll have to see what happens in the future to come. But the first team that rebranded was Midland. The Midland Rockhounds rebranded their look and logos and uniforms. And then it was Corpus Christi who did the same thing. And following in after that, Northwest Arkansas. Yep. And now Springfield.
Francisco Acuna.
Springfield Cardinals now changing the name, the logo, and everything else. But October 18th, they're going to find out what it'll look like. Now when high fly in the air to the warning track makes the grab. That's the inning. So no runs, hits, or errors for San Antonio. And we're still tied at 1-1. Man, I tell you one thing, it's going to be sad to say goodbye to the Springfield Cardinals team, but evidently still a St. Louis affiliate as well, so that'd be pretty good too. Well, that is for sure, but the Springfield Cardinals will be rebranded in 2027, which that'd be pretty cool. But anyway, final season for this Springfield Cardinals name, and so far, the last 5 games tomorrow through Sunday. And then Sunday, we will say our final goodbyes to this team and to the team name as well. We'll be right back here in the Springfield Cardinals Baseball Network. Well, we lead off the bottom half of the 8th inning. Right now, the Springfield Cardinals Baseball Network. Juan Ben Cho coming in for Springfield as 2-3-4 due up against Garrett Hawkins. Lead off the bottom of the 8th for the Springfield Cardinals. Right there, hit to second as Marcos Castañon throws it to first to Romeo Sanabria. That's out number 1. First out of the half inning. Boy, does anybody score in this ball game. We know it's a tie ball game, 1-1. And here is Jesus Baez, 2 for 3. And the pitch right there and in for a strike, 0-1. So far, everybody getting into the bottom half of the 7th. Tulsa and Midland, Arkansas and Wichita.
Ball 1.
Now into the bottom of the 7th inning, but San Antonio now to the bottom of the 8th. Ball 1 as that was a pitch clock violation. That one is high fly in the air straight away. Left field, Kai Murphy gets after it, and there is 2 down. First baseman Trey Page, 1 for 3, RBI single in the 3rd. Boy, I tell you one thing, that as we get into the future, things change. You know, things don't stay the same forever. My dad told me that true statement. Yeah, John, your dad ain't wrong. Nope. Did my home in West Odessa change? Well, the home that you grew up in. Yep. 1 ball, no strikes as that call was overturned from a strike. You know, and I got to say, you know, that house was a solid chocolate brown color. Now it's a red and white color. Ooh. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that in disgust, but jeez.
Hey!
And then they put some metal shingles on there, too. Wow. What type of color shingles, red or white? Thinking white. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, nobody on for Springfield. That one a ricochet foul, and the count now 1-2. Boy, another half inning. This could really do nothing going. As that one fouled off, the count now 1-2. But yes, everybody is saddened for the Springfield Cardinals, named to be retired after this season. And that one is going to be out. And so far, that will do it. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for the Cardinals. 9th inning coming up. And we are going to have a new starting reliever coming up for the San Antonio Missions. Or actually, the Springfield Cardinals. Do beg your pardon about that. We'll get ready for the 9th inning coming up for San Antonio when we come back. Well, we go to the top half of the ninth inning for the San Antonio Missions right now. Well, here he is, Randall Clemente, a right-handed reliever, four-seam slider, changeup, serve, and a sinker to the scouting report as he comes in for the Springfield Cardinals. Center fielder is Kai Roberts, 1 for 3 of the ninth. That one right there, and that is through for a base hit. Bobbles it a little bit, but would say that would be pretty good for San Antonio to lead off the ninth inning. Boy, tell you one thing, pretty good ball games brewing up. Northwest Arkansas now leading Frisco 6-0 there at Riverboat Field. Amarillo 7-3, delayed because of those thunderstorms moving over Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo. And boy, fans are really starting to take cover as the storms get right over the ballpark. High fly in the air to the third baseman, and that is out number 1.
Now batting, first baseman.
It's always good that fans are learning the true significance, the power of Mother Nature. But to tell you one thing, it gets pretty intense. Strong winds, damaging hail, and lightning, and maybe an isolated tornado or two there and outside of Amarillo. But a severe thunderstorm warning continues for Amarillo. And so far, these storms going off to the east from Amarillo. As you know, basically right now they're moving through the Amarillo metropolitan area. Corpus Christi at Amarillo just delayed in this 7-3 ball game. Sod Poodles out in front by that 4-run lead, which that is pretty good for Amarillo Sod Poodles. But if tonight they get rained out, you know, they would have to make up the rest of that ball game starting in the top of the 6th inning. Well, with 2 men down, here is Braden Carpathios. 2 men down, and that one's going to be a high flyer straight away up to left field and foul grounds. And that's 0-1. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts and a ground out for Carpathios. And here's the 0-1. That one's right there, and he bobbled it a little bit. They get the force out at second, and that ends the half inning. Well, nothing doing as we go bottom of 9, still a tie ball game, 1-1.
Leading off, third.
We get into the final half of this inning. Here is third baseman Daniel Ortiz to lead it off for the Springfield Cardinals. And here's the pitch. That one in for a cold strike, 0-1. You know, I will say, even though October 18th is basically the couple of weeks during the off season, Springfield will unveil their new look, logos, and everything. So, yes, that would be pretty cool, too. You think San Antonio will get some brand new jerseys next year? I sure hope so. Right there, ground ball. Boy, he has trouble with it. Picks it up as Marcos Castañon gets it to Romeo Sanabria. So 1 man down, and here is Ian Petrarch, 0 for 3. Boy, a run could win it here in this one, and that one is in for a strike, 0-1. Are the bats cold tonight, do you think? I think they are there, Bobby. You got to think that there is not many runs here tonight, except the two that were in this ball game tonight. But we'll say after those last two runs that came in, nothing else really equivalated to any more runs coming in. Swing and a miss got him right there. That's out number 2.
Center fielder, number 22.
Yep, and you're not wrong about that there, Bobby. Center fielder is Josiah Ragsdale. Could be another 1-2-3 inning, and so far the doctor ordered more baseball for the fans tonight. That is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Hawkins quarter of the way through his relief pitching for San Antonio, which that is pretty good for the Missions. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, Johnny, do you think that San Antonio will rebrand? I don't know there, Bobby. I mean, if they did, they'd have to change the logo, uniforms,
Nope. Ball 1.
all types of stuff, but no, probably not. I mean, this team is still, a part of the San Antonio Missions. That one right there, and count now 1-2. Turn that thing down, will you? Oh, sorry there, Johnny. No problem. 1-2. And that one is going to be foul. 1-2. Don't forget to tune in to Quick Pitch weekends or weekdays on MLB Network. That one fouled in the way. So weekdays at 9 a.m. on MLB Network. 1-2. And that one again ricochets foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a pitch. And that one fouls off. Into the dugout it goes. Boy, this team's still hanging on. Trying to continue to get things ready to rock and roll.
Ball.
So now the pitch clock violation comes in. As now that will be a ball. Now the count now 2-2. 2-2 offering, and that one is foul. Two offering. And again sends it foul. Two offering one more time. Right there, and that's the inning. Romeo Sanabria picks that one up, ends the inning, and we go to extra innings. Duncan Wills and Linares will lead off the 10th inning. San Antonio and Springfield tied 1-1. Well, we'll have Braden Carpathios to lead it off as second. Clay Duncan, the third baseman, coming in for San Antonio. And here's the pitch. That one is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Well, the bottom of the 10th inning could most definitely be Springfield's ball game. And that one will be foul. The count now 0-2. Okay, so they have called the ball game. Amarillo wins it 7-3. Final through 6. Dang. So it looked like pretty bad storms just going through Amarillo right now, and the rest of that ball game canceled due to the storms going through Amarillo. Mm-hmm. One man down as Kason Wells comes in. And here is the pitch. That one ricochet foul, 0-1. Popped out in the second is 0 for 3 tonight for San Antonio. Boy, just tell you one thing, just the last few days of seeing this team in Springfield Well, I mean, the team will still be here at this ballpark, but team names and logos and jerseys will begin to change.
Ball one.
Yep. I mean, tell you one thing there, Bobby. It tells you one thing that, we could see a massive change. That's going to be right there. And they are not going to chance it as they'll play first and third.
Now batting.
One man down to lead it off for San Antonio here to the 10th inning. That was a great base hit, a immaculate base hit, I should say. That's the first time I ever heard you say that word before. What, immaculate? Mm-hmm. Pitch out, nothing doing. 1 ball, no strikes. Anyway, Midland leading 5-2, top of the 8th inning against Tulsa. Arkansas 5-1 against the wind surge. Northwest Arkansas leading 6-2 against Frisco. And boy, this ball game tied at 1-1 into extra innings. Here's a 1-1. That one yanked foul. And the count now at 1-2. 1-2. High pop up. Could be enough for the sacrifice fly. And nope. That is going to be close. That would have been a double play if they sent him from third. Yep. And a good thing they didn't. So they thought pretty good. They's like, that's not too far outside, so don't send him. Well, Randall Clemente is done for tonight, as that will do for him, as so far now 20 pitches as he comes and goes. Here's a new right-handed reliever, Mason Burns. The scouting report, 4-seam slider, changeup, and a sinker. Getting ready to go for Springfield. 22 years, boy, that's a long time for this team. In the Double-A St. Louis Cardinals affiliate to go like crazy, but
Ball.
we will definitely miss this team name and miss the logo, the looks, everything, but 2027, more different than we'll know. That one's going to be high fly in the air up to the right field area. And they will tightrope out of danger here in the top of the 10th inning. So far, the winning run will start off as second for Springfield. And we go to extra innings as Josiah Ragsdale will start as second. Raniel Rodriguez, 1 for 3, starting at the plate for the bottom of the 10th. Here's the pitch. And that one is going to be high fly in the air and out of play, foul, 0-1. Boy, that was a short ball game in Amarillo, but the Sod Poodles take the W. Final through 6, Amarillo 7, Corpus Christi 3. Deal 1.
Nope. That's
Outside, 1-1. Gee. Wow, I thought everybody would have a clean slate on those ball games tonight, but except between the Hooks and the Sod Poodles, that's a whole lot different. Mm-hmm. That one right there, and now to play, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Called strike 3. And that is out number 1. Well, are they going to do this up and down, up and down, up and down, or what? Is somebody going to score? Is this game going to retire in this one? We'll see. Trey Richardson, the third, coming in, 1 for 3.
Aye.
Takes a strike. It's 0-1. 1 for 3 double. A ball game could go until somebody wins it. Kind of reminds me of the game that the Pawtucket Red Sox went 33 innings Oh, yeah. I bet those fans were tired after 33 innings of play. You know, they were going up and down, up and down, up and down. So what do you expect about that there, Bobby? Sure. Well, that would just drive me nuts. Wholeheartedly agree. Just to wait for somebody to win and yeah, most definitely. Right there to third. Throw across the first. Out number 2.
Now batting.
Richardson down for out number 2. But here is left fielder Zach Levittson, 0 for 4. Looking in is the winning run from second. Levittson coming in, and boy, that's going to be right there. And they're going to get him back right to first. And that's going to be a base hit. First and third, 2 away. Here's Juan Bancho. Boy, he can lead it off here with a big bang. And that's going to be driven up nicely. And Springfield wins it. A walk-off. And San Antonio loses by a final score 4-1. Wow, the fans get happy about that. And so, well, 2-1. Never mind. Yep, so Springfield takes it 2-1. Final score is Mason Burns. Garrett Hawkins will take the loss. And so far tonight, pretty good ball game here at Blue River Stadium. So yes, we had Dolly Parton that passed away, and now we have a team that's going to rebrand after this season, and that is the Springfield Cardinals. But anyway, for Springfield, well, we will say goodbye after Sunday. But anyway, pretty good ball club, I would say. For after 22 years, this team is still a good ball club. And hopefully Springfield sees that. Well, anyway, boy, that walk-off run comes in across the score. And yes, we definitely will go ahead and, San Antonio will see their 64th. Springfield picking up their 64th win. That ball game in Northwest Arkansas is too early to call. I'll tell you one thing. Let's see what's going on in Midland. I don't know. I think Midland could win it by 3 runs. We would have to wait and see. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and get offline. And for the final score, Springfield 2, San Antonio 1. Liam Doyle is the player of the game. Mason Burns takes the W. Garrett Hawkins taking the loss for San Antonio tonight. Game 2 tomorrow evening at 7:05 in our first pitch through Saturday. And I do believe Sunday it will be really different as we look at the 30th. And yep, we do play baseball. We'll play a 1 o'clock game. And yeah, look at that. Everybody plays an afternoon ball game at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So, wow. So it'll be Tuesday through Saturday night, 7:05 starts, and Sunday at 1 o'clock, I should say. So everybody will get a 1 o'clock first pitch. So that will be pretty good for everybody. Well, for all of us here tonight, hope everybody goes home, gets some rest, and yes, this day is completed. Thank goodness for that. Well, have a good night, everybody. Final score, Springfield 2 on 10 hits, no errors. And for San Antonio, 1-5-0 here in this one. Have a good night from Springfield.